Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing. Today I'm coming to you with kind of a different Sunday's Art of Truth. So I was really struggling with creating for my Sunday's Art of Truth this week. And part of the reason is because, as I've mentioned before in other videos, I don't do holiday art, mixed media art very well. I've struggled with it over the years. I've done a few pieces, but it's just not where my inspiration comes from. And so I decided to go ahead and just reframe this, do what I wanted to do around gratitude, specifically what I'm calling grateful joy. And so I was thinking about what kinds of things really make me grateful. And I get joy from so many things, from my job, from my grandchildren, excuse me, from my husband, from being in my studio, from being able to create, from beautiful things that I see and things that I love. Those are the things that make me grateful. So for me to try to force myself to continue to create gratitude things that involve fall and autumn and pumpkins and those kinds of things and those kinds of colors just wasn't suiting me. And I was struggling with it and feeling bad because I just really couldn't come up with anything. And I typically do a mixed media project when I do my Sunday's Art of Truth. So I decided to just set myself free and go ahead and do what I want to do. So what I've got here is, this is the sunflower kit from Angela Kerr. And I'm going to do, as you can see here, I'm going to do a large tag and I'm going to do a journal card. And I've got some bits and pieces here so that I can do my, my normal kind of collaging clusters and things like that. So I've got that to the side. I cut this little butterfly out of this paper that I'm backing that. But in addition, they're not just ordinary journaling cards and tags. Whoops, where'd my button go? I've got buttons here too. I don't know if you saw that. Got a yellow button and a green button. So they're not just ordinary. So they are going to have a journaling spot on the back. I'm going to be gluing this to the back of this tag, and then I will be, this will be a beautiful journaling spot. And maybe I'll even do some stamping or stenciling or something in there. We'll see. So let's go ahead and start with the tag here. And I'm going to start by, I actually probably need to just ink everything that I've got going on here that I know I'm going to use. Other than the cluster stuff, that's kind of hard to do because I never know what I'm really going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I will speed through that process and not put you through that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so those things are inked up. I do need to get rid of these crumbs because you know how I feel about that if you've been watching me for any length of time. I am a neat crafter, kind of a picky crafter, so I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that off and then dry it. So we're going to start with this, and I was thinking about doing a little bit of collaging around rather than a cluster. This is just kind of a second thought here. So I've got these scraps that I actually cut off of this piece. This is coffee dyed paper from my stash. It is a 60 pound weight paper, so it's really heavy. It's going to be great for this. So I am just going to do some collaging on this. Hopefully, if I can get it to work for me. It's always tricky, you know. I always have something in my mind, and then it's been a long day and a long work week. So I'm trying to kind of just chill out here. I'm not liking that though. So let's just try again. I've got these bits. I have this new die set from, let me show you here, guys. It's from Waffle Flower, and it is these kind of scalloped rectangles and little bits. So I cut this piece out of one of those. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or what I'm going to do, but we're going to just go with it. So I'm just going to kind of tear and do my normal thing. For those of you who haven't been on my channel before, I do a lot of this kind of work. I like the layers. They really speak to me. So I'm just, oh, I like that. I think that would be really pretty in there. Let's do that. I'm going to cut that. Can't tear it because it is actually sewn. I just ran a piece of copy dyed paper through my sewing machine. I was going to say through my printer. No. So, oh, I'm off. I'm really off. So, let's see. I've got this. I thought we would put a sentiment on that when we get there. Or maybe we'll use it. Ooh, I think I'd like to use that as the tab. Or we could use one of these for the tab. Yeah, we'll see. So let's start by the collaging, doing the collaging. So I'm just going to ink this up, all these little bits. I really, really like the vintage feel that this creates. So even though I don't really know what's going to be showing, I'm going to ink everything. So again, if you want to read the inspiration for this project, you can head on over to my website at B.Rebornart.com. The link will be in the video description if you're interested. And I write over there every Sunday. I write what I call a Sunday's Art of Truth, which is just basically kind of my processing and my thoughts around what I created and kind of what inspired that. And this one in particular has a deep meaning. The holidays are hard for me. They've been hard for me for as long as I can remember, and it's gotten better, but I still really struggle with creating holiday art. So I decided, I'm going to create what makes me happy, what brings me joy. So that's why I'm doing this. So there we go. I think I'm happy with that. I almost feel like it needs a little bit of pop of color in that bit, but let's just start with this. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces down, and I'm using my Barely Arts glue, and that's just because my art glitter glue is getting so low that I just don't have all that much left in it. I can't get it, but this Barely Arts glue just doesn't come out. Not very happy with it, and I just tore that paper, so I don't know about this glue. I'm not happy with it. It's clogged already, and I just opened it. Goodness gracious. It must be clogged way down in the nozzle there. I'm going to try that again in a second. Let me get another piece of a vintage book page here, or something. Just something. I love this. Let's just do this. Metropolitan Opera Guide. Just music. A little bit of music paper. Try that again. So anyway, I'm learning that rather than create what is kind of the expected, or even my own pattern or my own expectations, it's more important to create what we love and what brings us joy, what builds us up, what reminds us of the things that we love in our lives. And sunflowers, I adore sunflowers. I love them. They just remind me of happiness and freedom and confidence and all those kinds of things. And so I thought, wow, what a perfect thing to write about. This process of thinking about grateful joy and how do we fill our lives up with things that draw that out in us and in the people around us, I think is really important. And it's more important than the status quo or even our own expectations, which I've been doing Sunday's Art of Truth very consistently lately, and I was just like, oh no, I don't even know what to do. I don't want to do it. So I thought, how could I turn that around and make it something that I want it to be? So this is what I came up with. So I did pull this lace out, and I think I'm going to cut a bit of it. I'm sorry, that's off camera, guys. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of that right here, just to kind of, again, just build up that area a little bit. Just let that peek through. And I think that's all. I was going to use a bunch of this lace, but I don't need to because this is going to be just fine. So I'm just going to put some Fabri-Tac here, as it seems my Fabri-Tac is struggling. Maybe everybody's off the clock. Next week, obviously we know that it is Thanksgiving. Well, in the world of education, we get a little holiday break, Thanksgiving holiday break, so we only work on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we have a 5-day weekend, basically, which is good, and I don't mind saying that we deserve it. It's school, it's hard right now, masks and trying to teach and trying to have students be able to see your face and, you know, just everything. It's just so difficult right now. So it's very wearing, and especially in my field of special education, our kiddos have special needs, and so it's hard for them to follow directions and understand what we want, a lot of them, when we don't have masks on. But most of our students don't wear masks because they can't understand it, but they can't see our faces either, so they don't know if we're serious. They don't know, you know, they just don't know we don't know how to read each other, right? I love that. So let me just show you a close-up of that cluster. Ah, perfect. My happy place. So again, this is where I find my joy. So I had gotten this out though because I wanted to use it as a, maybe I will still do that. Oh, I forgot. I've got this slot punch. Let me grab it really quick, guys, so I can show you what I mean. I have scarcely used it, and I bought it. I bought it for this reason, because you're able to kind of feed a ribbon like this through because it's got that slot. So pardon my hands, they're awfully dry right now. So I'm not going to do that though until I get this backing on. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this to the back of the tag. And again, that's that hidden journaling spot, a little booklet on the back. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on. I am going to use, though, just because I want it to dry and set fast, I am going to use my art glitter glue for this large space here of the back of the tag. And it's the one thing I'm not super thrilled about with the art glitter, or the Barely Arts glue, is it dries slower, which again, as I've mentioned, is a good thing when you make a boo-boo or you need to adjust something, but it makes it hard to move on to the next thing because you've got to wait for it to set. So I'm just going to give that a good press. I'm actually going to open this up to make sure I don't get any glue in the middle of that coffee dyed paper. So I can't wait to use this whole kit. Probably as we near the spring, I'll do a sunflower journal. Maybe before, I'm not sure. Maybe after Christmas is done. So there we go. So that's not exactly even, but I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to go ahead and just ink these edges and just disguise that. As you have probably heard me. Well, that's a little bit too off though. I'm not all about perfection, so even though I'm a perfectionist, I really work against that these days. But that's a little bit too much. It's going to look weird. So let me just trim that a little bit. And I hope you guys are doing okay and that you've got great plans for the holidays. I hope you're able to get together with your loved ones. We are doing Thanksgiving at one of my daughter's house, which is awesome because our house is so small, and it's just, the grandkids are getting so big. It's hard to know where to put everybody, and the table's not big enough, and the dining room's not big enough, and there's no place to set up extra, really extra seating for a meal. So it'll be nice to have it someplace else. Kind of pass the baton at least one time. So, crumbs again. Oh well. So there is our tag. So let's go ahead and put our ribbon in. And we'll find some kind of word to put on here. I'm not exactly sure what I want at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little slot tag thing, slot punch. Oh, that one's still uneven. Goodness gracious. Hold on. Don't like that. There we go. Ink that a little bit more. I love writing spaces in my journals. I love, on all of the ephemera, I like to have lots of places to write, either for myself, or for other people. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut a slot here, and I'm going to try to get it even. This is like the first time I've used this. I mean, I've made sure it worked, but oh, you know what? I have to go through all of them. So how is that going to work? It's not going to work. That has to stay open, so we won't go through all of them. I was thinking correctly. So now I'm going to try to feed. I'm hoping that that's going to go through. So I'm going to feed this through here like I normally would a tag. And hopefully that's stable enough. It should be fine. It's not like we're going to be throwing it around. So hopefully that is good. I love this ribbon. I just found it in a bag of random ribbons. So I thought, oh, I'm going to use that. It's really beautiful. So it does create quite a little problem there for that piece, but it's worth it. So I'm just gonna, oh man, ah, shoot, I feared that. Lordy, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna be able to do that. We're gonna have to cover that up. So what shall we do to cover it up? Shall we put something up here? We could put that up there. Looks kind of weird, but we do have to cover it, so I think we're going to just put one of these things up here. I've got it in a few. The green one won't work. Did I cut it in blue? Let me see. Oh, I can't believe I pulled too hard. I should have known better. I do know better, but I didn't listen to myself. I actually like that. I actually like that. So let's ink it, just see it, make sure that it's what I want. Silly me. So you guys are getting plenty of exposure to what do you do if you mess up. So let's see. Oh, I kind of like that. We could put this up here over it. No, that looks weird now. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. I am so bummed about that. I have to use another one on the other side to stabilize that hole now. Can't believe that. Bummer. But it is easily fixed. So if you learn nothing else on my channel, you'll learn that everything is fixable. And don't take yourself too seriously. I'm going to use the yellow one on this side. Now it will go. It didn't really go with this because of the blue, I think. But I'm going to go ahead and use this on the back side to disguise that other piece. But I think I am going to put a little bit of the lace there too, just to give it a little interest there. Just cut a piece off camera here. And put that there. And make sure that we've got it going in the right direction. And I'm just going to put that on. I'm going to bring that down a little bit. And boy, this did not go as planned, did it? Goodness gracious. Oh my. Doesn't want to stick. Okay, well. Man, Fabri-Tac. It's a Friday night. It's a work night. Or the end of a work day, so. And as you know, I had to get a new computer because my computer died, and it just wasn't functioning the way I needed it to anymore for what I do, and so I had to do something different. And so now our internet is being affected because it's got a faster processor on it, so we have to come up with a solution for that. So we're going to get satellite just dedicated to my art stuff and to uploading and downloading and all the things I do. So just my computer in the studio will be on the satellite. So it should help me be able to just upload any video anytime without having to worry about, you know, the time of day and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to find a sentiment here that will fit. I'm not really seeing anything. Faith would work for me, though. I think I'm going to use that. So anyway, I was waiting this evening for HughesNet to call me back for the installation appointment because they were trying to get me in, get me a time when on one of the days next week that I don't work. But they didn't call me back, which is like no surprise. I'm just looking for another piece of coffee dyed paper or something in my little basket here. That's not going to work. Just so I can kind of back that a little bit just to create some interest. Oh, this would actually probably be cool. That would bring in some of that other color. Maybe this one. What do you think, guys? If you could only talk to me. I like this. So let's get that on there, maybe. No, it's too much the same color. I am so indecisive. Oh, I actually like that. So we can tear that down a little bit more and use it. It's okay to change your mind, guys. No rules. Most of our rules are self-imposed, I find. Yes, I love that. It brings in that sunflower color. But I'm going to put another little piece of lace behind that because I have to have my lace. Makes me happy. So we're going to put that there and then put the other piece on top, and then we'll put our little word there. Then we'll go on to the journal card. This is taking way longer than I wanted. So, and I'm hoping that the sound is actually going. I did test it, so I'm hoping that my words, it's recording at the right level, because the last video I did, I had to do a voiceover because it didn't record my voice, and it was so low that there was nothing I could do to adjust it. So I have an external mic now, and I didn't have before, so yeah, still need a little bit of lace there. You guys know me, right? I love the layers. Absolutely adore layers, so which is why I love mixed media. I love mixed media. I just don't do it well at the holidays. I just don't. So kind of giving myself the okay to not kind of force myself into that little box. So there we go. Awesome. There we go. So there is our, because faith, that's a huge part of my grateful joy. I don't know what I would do without my faith. So there we go. So now it opens. We've got this writing space, you know, the inside and then the back. So that is that. What do you guys think? I hope you like it. I do. It turned out good, other than that little tear. So let's go ahead and work on the journal card. So same concept. I cut a piece of coffee dyed paper, and it's going to go on the back like that. Similar, just cut in a journal card shape. And originally I was going to round the corners, but I think I'm not going to do that. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and go with this. So again, we're going to do a similar thing. We don't have as much. Actually, I think I might want to do, oops, it's upside down. The clock is, I love the clock. I love clocks in general. They make me happy. So, but that's not going to work because my journaling space, doggone it. I should have thought this through. So I think we are going to bring some blue into this because it's got the blueberries. Oh my gosh. You guys can turn the video off anytime you want. I appear to be a little bit on the odd side tonight. But if you're weird like me, then, you know, hang around. We'll have a good time. So I think I'm going to run some of that here. Let's just see how much we need here. I'm just going to tear it about right there. And then I'm going to ink that up. I'm just going to go with whatever I feel like. So you guys can just kind of watch. And I'm curious, you know, and actually maybe I'll give these away. I think I'd like to give these away. So I'm just deciding that spur of the moment. So if you like what I'm creating, and I am setting a new expectation on my giveaways. I give away a lot of stuff, and I am going to be asking that people are subscribed to the channel. So if you are interested in this, I will drop it in Happy Mail. No charge to you. I pay for shipping and all of that, but I do ask that you subscribe to the channel, that you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment. I really love the engagement in the comments and what people write. So if you would do that for me, I will add you to the drawing. I would really appreciate that. It helps, I think it helps us to encourage one another too, to just have people that we, you know, that we connect with, even if it's, you know, we don't know each other. We're strangers, right? We've never met. You're just on the other side of the screen. But I think there's still value in that, and I love interacting with you guys. So if you're interested, go ahead and leave a comment and like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll add you to the drawing. So there we go. I love that with that music paper. That's a little bit too big still. Let me lose some of my music here, but that's okay. We're just going to go with it. Sorry, I'm off camera. I don't like to do it in front of me because then I get all the mess on the desk. Oh, goodness. I have issues. I do. Excuse me. So anyway, the satellite guy, now I don't know when that's going to happen. And I uploaded a video. I started a video to upload last night when I went to bed. And when I got up, you know, 7 hours later, it was still not done. And that's just not going to work for me. So I have to get that resolved. I love that layering there. Love it. I need to make this. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. So let's go ahead and just start putting it down. So I'm just going to use the Barely Arts glue here. And just making a little journaling card. If you don't know what a journaling card is, it's something that can be free floating in a journal, or it can go in a pocket or in a, you know, any kind of a tuck space. So it's just another kind of shape for a writing space, a decorative writing space, because, you know, it's all about the decor here. So I'm going to use the the Fabri-Tac, because this is a thicker paper that I printed this blue paper on. And I just find that it holds a little bit better. So I'm just going to kind of try to line that up there. And then we're going to put this down. I think we need a little piece of the lace, though, I think. Just because it's so pretty. So I'm just cutting a big piece here. And then I'm going to trim it off. So let's see where we're at here. Yep. So let's just trim it right here. Awesome. Whoops. Just a little thread. Okay. I want to still see that blue, though, so I'm going to bring it kind of over here. So I'm going to just hold my finger here so I know where my art glitter glue line needs to be on this side. And it needs to go clear over. Well, it doesn't really need to go clear over here because the paper is going to get glued down on its own, but it doesn't hurt. And just going to put that on that edge there. Hopefully that is in the right place. Let me just put this down and see. Oh, it's a little bit too far over, so let me just scooch it over. It's the beauty of art glitter glue. You do get some room to move things, some time to move. There we go. So let's go ahead and do the same with this. We're going to use the Fabri-Tac. Again, this is, I think this is a 60-pound paper. So I like art. I keep saying art glitter glue. It's Fabri-Tac. I love Fabri-Tac because it doesn't get all, it doesn't stop up my thing. It just always works. So, and I can get it any time. I can't get any art glitter glue right now. So there we go. I love that. Love it. Okay. So we will come back to the front of that in a second after I've had a chance to think about it. But there's a close-up of that layering here on this side. I'm going to go ahead and attach the journaling space to the back. And same as I did before, I'm just going to put the glue on here. I'm going to go ahead and use the Bearly Arts here. There we go. And we're just going to lay this, make sure I've got this going the right way. So we're going to just lay this down, and I'm going to try to adjust it as I need to. I did cut it a little bit small just because I didn't want it sticking out the top or the bottom. So I'm just going to give that a press and give it a second to set. It's going to open up like so. Oh, wow. That's really small. Goodness gracious. Shall we trim that down? That was not what I wanted. You know what? I'm going to leave it because I don't want to change. I don't want to lose any of the top and the bottom of this, but that was not well planned at all. Okay, so I do have some, I cut out some of the little circles here. Let's see what I've got here. We've got this little circle I thought we could add to a little cluster here. So, but I need to find another word. What is that? Dance. I'm just going to grab my little ephemera folder here. This is how I keep my ephemera in a binder, and it's got these little zipper pouches that hold all the things that I grab for the most. So let's see what we've got that might work. I think I'm going to grab one of these. These are from Pink Monarch prints. And I'm just going to grab one of these and trim it down. I'm just going to find one that I like. Actually, I love that one that says love. We'll just do that. Keep it easy. I didn't yet cut the words out for this kit because I wasn't intending to use this kit until, you know what, I think it actually looks really pretty just like that. I'm going to leave that. I'm not planning on using it until later on in the season, so that's why I haven't cut everything out yet, but I don't want that on top. So I think maybe just a piece of coffee dyed paper will be good for this cluster. So let me just tear this down. And I think I want a little bit of words to book page. Let's see, I've just got this little bucket in front of me that I tap into. Some of this paper is really old. It almost falls apart to just touch it. So we're going to ink these up, and we are almost done, guys. So again, you know, if you want to be entered in the drawing for this, I just will send it out in Happy Mail. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment about what you like about it or what you're grateful for. What brings you joy? What causes you to feel gratitude? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be something traditional. So I'd love to hear. or what you liked about the project. Did you like the paper? Do you like sunflowers? Kind of just, I just like the interaction. So yeah. Whoops. See how fragile that is? Wow. Just tore right off. That's okay. We only need a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. This is, again, thick paper, coffee dyed paper. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac here. And I think I want to, I'm going to come up into this area because I don't want to really affect those flowers, the sunflowers. And then we're going to come up with that too. I'm going to use the Barely Arts for this, which is oozing out everywhere. I love this paper. I love vintage paper. And so we're not going to probably use that little thing. Maybe I could put a dangle or something on it later. Well, I won't do that on camera. I'm going to get a little piece of that lace again because I like to have it throughout. I think it's really pleasing to have it tie in different places on the project. So art glitter glue, Fabri-Tac. Goodness gracious. There we go. Give that a press with my paper towel. And the reason why I love this is because even though some of that's not going to show, I love that we can see the words through that lace because it's pretty sheer. We're just going to put that, we need to move that down a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and put our word love on here. Doesn't love make you feel grateful? It does me. Most certainly does me. Can't really see those words though. That vintage paper. Hold on. Just going to do our best here. There we go. So we have love. Love, love. I won't sing the Love Boat, I promise. So there it is. And I love how this green tied into that. I didn't plan that at all. I just grabbed what I had there. So, and then we've got our writing space. I may trim that off. It's probably going to bother me, knowing me. So, but you can check out close-up videos, close-up photos at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment and I'll add you to the drawing if you'd like to receive this in Happy Mail. Both pieces will come together. So the tag with the writing space as well as the journaling card. So thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye-bye.